All right. So here's the gag. 2012 or 13, I got these files from a mastering engineer who made me swear. It was earlier than that. Made me swear to never show anyone because they were given to him from someone else. And eventually they made their way to the internet and they got leaked and they found out who leaked them. So it wasn't me. So everyone now has them. So they're pretty common. Everyone can get these files off the internet and use them for whatever they want to. I think they were created for the classic album series and made digital, and everybody ended up fucking getting them. So I now have a copy of these files. I'm going to crack them open from scratch here. So we're going from like the start to do this, right? Everything looks pretty cool. Let's get a look at everything. Right. Get rid of my original track. That's got nothing on it. I suppose we might as well just listen to it all unmixed at, let's check this out, right? This is going to be at like 0. Open up big. So yeah, everything's flat. All the mix is 100% flat. Nothing in there special. No EQ, no compression. This is just the raw channels that have come off their console. I think they probably would have used a Neve. Or look, I don't know. I don't even remember. Has anybody watched the episode? Because that's what you'll know. But let's have a listen to the track. You'll hear a little bit of fucking around at the start, which is quite interesting. So let's have a little bit of a listen.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
And he fucks it up, so they go again. It's just tape that they're just using. Here's the song.
She keeps a Moet Chandon in a pretty cabinet. Bethany cake, she says, just like Marie Antoinette. A building a remedy for Bruce.
So there's no mix on this at all. You can hear everything's a bit jumbled. Just going to arrange the tracks while we're listening.
Extraordinarily nice. She's a killer queen, gunpowder eternity, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Ooh, recommended at the booth, insatiable and appetite.
The guitar's very loud. Don't know if you can even hear me over that. I'll bring that back a little bit. Yeah, right.
She never kept the same address.
That's loud too, huh?
She spoke just like a baroness.
Cool. I'm going to pause that there for a second because we're going to get a copyright strike if we go too much, surely, even though it's not mixed. But, I mean, you can hear all these different elements here. I'm just going to rearrange these here. I like to my drums up the top. So let's just go drums up the top, even though they're all color-coded and they look lovely, obviously. Let's get those kick in the snare, a couple of toms. We've got a room mic, which will probably be for the band because a lot of times they recorded these together and just did some things later. We'll have probably some more overheads or something, will we? Walk down Vox, high harmony. That's a vocal track. High harm, low harm. The room, the bass amp, the bass DI, and then there's a walk down here, which just happens once. But I want to put that in there too. I want to show you this. This is great. I'm going to mute this one. I'll solo this out. This is all it is. That's a whole track. Shit. And solo guitar 1, 2, harpsichord. Piano, left and right. Let's pan these left and right too. I'll go into their mix in a moment, but I think I can do that from here. So what are they? Piano left and right. So piano left, piano right. Let's just have a listen to that. Sounds gorgeous, doesn't it? What did one drop out? What was up with that? Did that really happen? Yeah, that happened. There you go. Right, that's cool. I want to put that next to the harpsichord, so I might run those up closer to the... actually, I'll run them together. There's a misc channel there that I might place with... Oh, what's going on? Flipping out. I'll put that mist channel up there because I think it's just got random shit on, like clicks and stuff. Yeah, that's kind of percussive. Right, so I pretty much got everything organised the way that I would like that. One more thing I should do, though. Let's just make these look a little nicer. Yeah, that's cool. And then I might just... Oh, they're all muted. That's probably why they're not colourful. Cool, that's much better. However, we'll have a listen to the kick. Let's go back to the structure of how we've got it laid out. So essentially, kick, snare, tom 1, tom 2, and a room, which is all the drums. Bass is 3 channels there, with one of them being nothing. A mixed channel there with some percussion on it, solo stuff, guitars, and then we got keys and vocals at the end. I like my vocals at the end. Let's have a listen to the kick drum on the original track. Let's get up there, that's fine. A lot of bleed, obviously. Nothing wrong with bleed. Bleed's fantastic. That's what makes things sound nice. That snare, it's very tight, isn't it? Very compact. With the kick. And you can see that those tom mics, which I'll solo out, they're not doing much until about here when they actually get hit, do they? There's some big toms. And they sound like clear heads too, like really kind of just big open clear heads. You can hear them. They sound like a guitar shop drum kit. What's the room? It's got a lot of kick, a lot of bass in it, so that's interesting too. We've lost the audience, which means we've probably been copyright struck, or also maybe I just suck ass. So, safe to say, those are probably going to be the basis for the mix because it's the drums. Very muddy, very noisy. So, cut over to here. I might just copy everything and bring it all down. And then I can just get my masters back down. I haven't got anything else going on. That stereo out was clipping at 5 dB above. So now that we're back to 0, let's build it from the kick drum. Let's just start. We don't need the whole song. Just get a little bit where there's some action and we can hear everything. So over and over again, we'll just listen to this. I'm just going to do a level mix here. I'm not going to do any EQ or anything. But with that as our basis, we'll just keep that kick and snare. That's great. Tom. Now, as that's more of an ambient sort of thing, just give it a little bit until maybe we want to hear a little bit of what's going on there. So. Let's go up to this side of the song so that we can hear some more of those toms happening. Maybe we want a bit of separation between those two drums. Yeah, that sounds cool. Room's probably going to be up center. Let's have a listen to those toms again. Oh, sorry, that was getting good. Alright. Back to the boring stuff. Bit of bass amp and bass DI. Straight into the mixer. Interesting that you can still hear some of the drums through that. Maybe it's coming through the pickup. Very strange. but I'm not going to give that too much. Just enough that it can be... Maybe later we'll add some EQ to it to kind of beef it out a little bit. I mean, I'm doing a... Who do I think I am? George Martin? I'm not. Not that George Martin. Not the one that writes those shows. Oh yeah, here's a good chance to listen to that walk down in context. A whole channel. Out of control. We'll go to this miscellaneous track here and we'll have a listen to what's going on in there. Oh, for crying out loud, that's mental. Ooh. Big thing. Okay, so we've got a bit of interesting stuff happening then. Maybe we would like to hear some of those guitars. Dynamite with the laser beam. You can hear it through the guitar. You can hear the headphones. So let's pan them. We've got a stereo guitar there. Oh, that's cool. Wow. Oh man, I thought they were playing the same thing. Listen to this. They're like sample perfect here and then this. That's so cool. That's probably a submix. This is probably a good time to talk about the difference between stems and multitracks, because a lot of people think that this is stems. This is not stems. This is multitracks. Multitracks are individual files for individual instruments. Stems are stereo files of entire sets of instruments that have been sort of pre-mixed for mastering in an old-fashioned way they used to do. So you would take all of the drums and you would mix them down to an individual stereo file. So you'd have 2 tracks to go down to your master. And then you would say you'd have the bass. A lot of the time back in the day, they used to put a bit of chorus on the bass. They used to have some effects. And sometimes, just to save space, they'd throw some percussion and shit in there on those tracks. That's a stem, another stereo set of that instrument. Then say maybe some keys, and then maybe some guitars. Maybe the bass was with the keys, who knows? And they would mix those things down, and then the vocals would come down on the end. They were stems. These are multitracks. Although stems are multiple tracks, not all multitracks are stems. So that one is probably a mix down, then with maybe 4 or 5 guitar tracks, and then separated at the end, pushed down to these left and right channel here that's been, we can see. Let's have another listen to it, because that's really, really cool. Get ready for it, it'll separate in a minute. What's this guitar here? That's the headphones. The bleed. Cool. Yeah. Alright, that's great. What else we got? Oh, there's some vocals there coming through from someone else's channel. That's from the miscellaneous channel. I'm going to mute that. That's going to spoil some Freddy action down the line. We're going to get to that. All right, let's mute this. Let's solo out this harpsy. This is great. I really enjoy checking these things out and just seeing how these dudes did this stuff. Like, it's fucking played. There's no extra takes. Like, they probably cut it into a few things, but he's being played. He's playing an instrument. This is Freddie playing harpsichord. so good. I mean, who knows what the levels are supposed to be? I only listened to the original, but I've got it in there to a point where it's not overbearing, so that's probably good. Let's check out Freddie's piano. Oh, let's get some volume on it. Let's put those together. Okay. Wow, isn't that special? That's so special.
Green gunpowder gelatine,
Wow.
dynamite with a laser beam.
To blow your mum.
Anytime.
That's so great. All right, yeah, everybody came here to hear these vocals. I mean, it's that nobody's watching. But let's hear them.
She's a killer. Green gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam.
How bloody cool is that?
Anytime.
I'm gonna pan some of these, man, because that's so good.
She's a killer. Green gunpowder gelatine,
Oh.
dynamite with a laser beam.
Yeah.
Pop, 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 pop.
High harmony and low harmony. I mean, I gotta pan that.
She's a killer. Green gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam.
I feel like I shouldn't have this much power over Freddie Mercury's voice. Fucking hell, that's so great. All right.
She's a killer. Green gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam.
That's too good. Okay, let's get up to this little section here.
Ooh, killer, killer.
She's a killer. That should probably be up the middle then, shouldn't it, realistically, if that's going to be the... Oh, listen to that lift at the end. Oh, that's
Naturally.
gorgeous.
She's a killer. Green gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam.
No one has the right to be messing with this stuff.
She's a killer. Green gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam.
I'm going to move this vocal track, this misc track down because it does have vocals in it, although it does have percussion in it. I'm just going to bring that to between the piano and the vocal. Not between the pianos, but just it has a vocal in it, so we're going to just... Yeah. That's not a vocal.
Temporarily out of action, temporarily out of time.
Loud enough.
She's a killer. Green gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam.
Right. We all know why we're here, and it's to hear this from Freddie Mercury.
She keeps a Moet Chandon in a pretty cabinet. Let them eat cake, she says, just like Marie Antoinette. Building a remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy at any time. An invitation you can't decline. Caviar and cigarettes, well versed in etiquette. Extraordinary.
See how we got this?
She's a killer. Green gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam.
Gonna get a copyright. Let's have a look. I'll see if anybody's actually seeing this or if it is copywritten. I'm at a gig right now, but I'm definitely... David's checking it out. That's great. I'm at a gig right now, but I'm definitely checking this out as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Hey, it's doing the... It's quite funny. I'm watching it a little bit later than you would see it, and the... It's generating captions for Freddie Mercury. That is fantastic. Okay. So how badly did this get crushed? No, she's still up. It's just not interesting. Very cool. Very cool. All right, let's have a look. Let's have a look what's going on here. Go back to the start of the track and let's see what we can hear. Maybe we can start doing some like EQing or something.
She keeps a Moet Chandon in a pretty cabinet. Let them eat cake, she says, just like Marie Antoinette. A building remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy. At any time, an invitation you can't decline.
Right. I think we're just a little bit before when the algorithm kicks in and throws me out. So let's have a listen to the kick drum again, and we'll see if there's anything that we can do in a modern mix setting that's going to make this any better. I don't think so, because these are fantastic recordings. But we can get a look at what the frequencies are doing, and see what's making the noise, realistically. We can isolate. There's nothing happening. But I mean, a very modern thing is to, even on kick drums, filter out the low end. As we can see, it's just following exactly what we're doing anyway. Get back there, you dog. A lot of kick drums back in the day sat around 60. It seemed to be like tuned to low E, which is where the guitars were tuned as well. But I mean, like, what am I going to do? I'm not touching these. There's like information up here that you can't hear. That's there. It's still there. It's just that we can't see it, obviously. And this has been processed through a million things. But this wasn't recorded poorly. This was recorded through really, really good stuff that could reproduce things up to far further than we could ever hear. But I mean, like, we're here. Like, I don't want it to interfere with. I'd say bass is probably going to be around that area. But like, what am I doing? Pretending I know what I'm doing. Okay. Fuck it. We'll give it a bit of a boost. Doesn't need too much. Before, after. It's just muddy. It's just muddy. There's no point. There we go. It's following the fucking taper anyway. Okay. Alright, let's get that snare. Look, this has already been EQ'd with real decent hardware. Why would I add more EQ? But we can see again, just for the sake of education's purpose, we can see what it's being reproduced. Yeah, that's cool. Look at that. So you can see all of that stuff's being rolled off down the bottom here anyway. And then we've got a bit of a hump around 150, which is giving us the body of the snare. Well, that's the kick drum at the moment, but hang on, I'll go back to the other window so we can get some more snare action. Alright, we can see, yeah, just maybe closer to 175. Where our snare's kind of... You hear it kind of ooh, ooh, ooh. And then I'll take it out. Gone. That's that body. So, I mean, that's a good thing. We don't need to give it too much. It's already got just enough. But there's a big dip down here as well. You can see I'm dipping it further now. But you can see the shape of that EQ that they've taken. And then the snap comes up here around that 6K point. Let's just check that. You can hear that the thwack of the toms there when I hit it as well. Man, this computer's fast. Yeah, you hear the difference? Yeah, I'm barely going to touch it. I don't need to touch that. This mix is fine. I don't need to do anything. Well, I mean, let's get drastic then, okay? Why? Stupid settings. That's ridiculous. You'd never ever take that much away from anything ever. Yeah, I'm just resetting that. I'm not playing with that. It sounds fantastic, and the only thing it would really ever do to it is probably like... I mean, it sounds so good it's compressed already, it just needs levels. But those toms, not touching them, just why would I? It's just for the sake of having a play with things. Let's put some... I'm just using whatever they've got in here. I don't even... Fancy plugins are all horse shit. you can do what you need to do with just about everything. Let's go for a classic. Let's go for a... what's something they might have used? Yeah, something like a blackface. Okay. 3 to 1's pretty common on that kind of thing. A fast attack will give you the thwack of the drum. A fast attack will take that away, and a long one will show it. And if you release it, it'll really kind of... Hang on. Spacing out here. See, it takes away the tone of the drum to the attack of the drum. It gives you just that boo. But when I take that back, you can hear the original bam because it's not sucking it back. Explain compression badly. And you can hear all that stuff that's real quiet now being brought up. It's because compressors bring up small sounds and take down big sounds. But why would I do this? There's no point. Makeup gain, I could bring that back because it's just making it too loud. So as long as it never, I'm just watching down here, as long as it never goes above 0, which it did, so you would continue to take it down more. Or you could add, no, you wouldn't do that. You could change where it reacts. You could take a little bit away. Auto gain if you wanted to. Oh, that's why. It's added fucking... It's taken to auto. What's going on? So you've just added a little bit of volume here, essentially. To blow your mind. You can still hear the kick drum. You can still hear it in the mix. But yeah, there's not a whole lot to be able to be done. Hey, here's some sacrilege for you. I got something that nobody would ever have done back in the day because they wouldn't have needed to, for one. But not only that, you don't do this, and you don't do it to Freddie Mercury. So let's do it. I think that's going to be the best thing we could possibly do. We're going to auto-tune Freddie Mercury. Send your hate mail to me directly.
Let them eat cake, she says, just like Marie Antoinette. Building a remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy. At any time, an invitation you can't decline. Caviar and cigarettes, well versed in etiquette, extraordinarily nice.
Let's auto-tune Freddie Mercury, everybody. Come on, sing more.
Guaranteed to blow your mind.
It doesn't sound better.
Ooh, recommended at the price. Insatiable in appetite.
Imagine being that good at singing. Like, imagine being that good at anything, but like, imagine not having to use digital aids to make yourself sound better.
She never kept the same address. In conversation, she spoke just like a baroness. Met a man from China, went down to Geisha Minor. Then again, incidentally, if you're that way inclined, perfume came naturally from Paris, because she couldn't care less, fastidious and precise.
He's just...
in a pretty cabinet, let them eat
so
cake,
this can be a good...
just like Maria.
Auto-tune as a tool can be a good way to see how you're going. So don't be afraid to put it on when you track and see if you're close to where you need to be. Like, you don't have to sound like The Weeknd. You don't have to sound like T-Pain, the famous user of Antares Auto-tune. This is a Logic pitch correction. But what a good way to actually see if you're tracking close. Like, if you're anywhere even near. Like, hang on, no input source selected. Yeah? No, all right. What if we put... Let's put me on there. I don't know if you're going to be able to catch this or not. I'll see if I can do something about it. But input is going to be... I'm input 2 here. All right. I'll cancel my other one. 1 sec. Then you can hear me now again from that, right? Yeah. You can... To avoid complications, she never... There, you see what I mean? Never kept the same address. In conversation, she spoke just like a baroness. You can check where you are against Freddie Mercury. Let's listen to Freddie.
Chandor in a pretty cabinet, let them eat cake, she says, just like Marie Antoinette.
See where Marie Antoinette. But he's so on it that
Chandor.
shut. See how I can't shoot directly at it? Shut. Oh, there, I got it. Shandor. CG. Shandor.
Chandor in a pretty cabinet. Let them eat cake, she says, just like Marie Antoinette.
How cool is Freddie Mercury? Just, I'm going to get my voice off there. That's, isn't that fantastic? That's what I'm saying. Don't be afraid to use these tools as tools, because if you want to figure out where you are, you can look on the screen and see what notes you're hitting,
just like Marie Antoinette.
and then use that to practice to get better. That's there's no harm and no shame in doing that at all. However, there is harm and there is shame in doing it to Frederick James Mercury III Jr. So let's stop. Don't do it to him anymore. He doesn't need it. Don't disrespect the dead. No. That's not what I clicked. This is what I clicked. Let's hear it.
Drop of a hat, she's as willing as faithful as the pussycat. The momentarily out of action, temporarily out of gas. You're absolutely dry. She's a killer queen, gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Recommended of the brand.
Wow. I mean, how much more do you really want to see? Like, you know, that's this guy's doing the best job of anything they've ever done, at their peak, at their finest. You know, this could be you. What are you doing? Me too. I'm sorry. Thanks for checking it out, guys. I've got plenty of these songs. I've got Michael Jackson songs, Jamiroquai songs, all kind of things here. Let's just have a quick look at like what's in that folder. Somebody to Love, Killer Queen, Don't Stop Me Now. Some of these have, see, these are stems. This is a different. They're stems: a bass stem, a backing vocal stem, a guitar stem, kick, drum kit. LV was that low vocals? I don't know. Live vocals, percussion, piano, snare. That's stems. Somebody to Love. That's going to be. What's that? That's kick. That's going to be multi-tracks. There is rooms. Room mics, for those who don't know, are microphones that go up in a room. More Queen tracks. That's the one I was just in, and the 2018 backup. So we've got another one, Bites the Dust. These are all Og Vorbis. Oh no, I did the Waves. Yes. So we can check out the stems of Waves there, and they're actual stems. They're not multi-tracks. There are multiple of them. But Og Vorbis, I had to convert all of those. Crazy Little Thing Called Love. I've got the Waves. Yeah, boy. And they are all the stems too. But there is a kick. What's going on? They must be some kind of cooked version. I Want to Break Free. Yes, I've got those. That's great. What else do we have? Under Pressure. That's just fantastic. It's in. I downloaded this one from the internet. This one was available on the internet, and it's in MP3s. Horrible. But yeah, David Bowie's vocals on this are fantastic. We Are the Champions, Og Vorbis's, but I've changed them to Waves. Great. So there's songs there that we can play with, that we can have a listen to. Bohemian Rhapsody, the big mama of them all. I've got it, and I've got some original files. What's this? Oh, that's my old Pro Tools session of the song. That means it'll have. Hang on, let's have a look. Oh, great, that's not in there. I did my own vocal take on that, and it was disgraceful. I'm glad you'll never have to hear that. Cat City, that's Charlie's stuff. Yeah, wow, there you go. Lots of really cool stuff on here. Plenty of things to do. Lots of video to edit from 2016. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all very much for coming and have a look at these silly things that I'm getting up to, just for fun. Maybe we can have a look another time at another song together if you're interested. Even if you're not, I don't care, actually. I'm going to do it anyway. And if you're there for the ride, that's great. I don't think it's polite to tell people that what they're doing is not good. Even if it isn't, you just keep your fucking mouth shut because somebody might like it. So thank you very much and enjoy yourselves. And hope you have yourself a nice little beer, nice little drink, nice little packet of chips, some of those leftover chicken wings in the oven. Grab yourself a Spotify account and have a listen to some Donny Benet. Yeah, enjoy yourself. How do I stop? How do I stop? I'll just go back to this. This, there we go. That's the way. Yeah, fantastic work, everybody. Thank you so much. But until then, let's play out with a little bit of Killer Queen. Good night.
Drop of a hat, she's as renegade, faithful as the pussycat. The momentarily out of action, temporarily out of gas.